Close calls the last couple of weeks for the New England Patriots, and, well, the Denver Broncos, they're going to be without Peyton Manning again, and these two teams, New England and Denver, hooking up Sunday Night Football this week. Scott Spreitzer here. He's Mark Dufty, sportsbook director at Jerry's Nugget here in Las Vegas. And, Mark, got to ask you right now, we see most books, before we started to shoot this, having New England a 3-point favorite. Is that where it sits at Jerry's Nugget?
That's exactly where we are right now at Jerry's.
Are you seeing any total action? I thought I was going to see a little bit more on the under because of, no Julian Edelman and, of course, Peyton Manning still being out, Osweiler quarterbacking.
We are seeing movement on the under. We've got a couple wise guys have come in and played the under already.
I got to ask you, I mentioned Julian Edelman. He got knocked out a couple of weeks ago. He's not going to play. And we always know that, the quarterback is the guy who brings the line value. If a quarterback is out, like if Tom Brady's out, you guys adjust that number, 18 touchdowns. But as far as a receiver like Edelman, I got to ask you if there's been any line value change for you on the New England Patriots, not just Edelman in particular, but because they really have nobody consistently to throw to downfield. Changes their offense a bit.
Exactly. It's the totality of all the injuries, the offensive line, the receivers, the running back. As great as that franchise is and is unbelievable that the job that they do plugging in, the next man up, you could only go so far with that.
Sure.
And you saw that against Buffalo, that they struggled offensively. There were a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm. Brady was getting
on Brady, and that's what you need to do to beat that team. And I think so to answer your question, we look at the entire picture as far as all the players and factor that in, obviously.
Yeah, if they still have Randy Moss in his prime, if they still got Deion Lewis playing, it doesn't make a difference. But again, I was thinking, boy, that's got to be a different line, even though it's not just that one particular receiver, but as you said, the totality of it all. Questions along the same line, but the other team, Peyton Manning, we know at the end of last several weeks, was having a rough time with his velocity. But he came into this season, and everybody's talking about, okay, he's going to be healthy. So I'm going to put you in a corner here and get one off the top of your line-making head. I'm going to ask you, what would the Denver Broncos this year in Week 1 with an assumed healthy Peyton Manning, what would the line be between Week 1 Denver and Week 12 Denver with Brock Osweiler at quarterback?
Well, that's a great question. I think Denver is a small favorite at home early in the season. I mean, obviously New England's coming off the Super Bowl championship and had aspirations to do it again and have been great. But there was the whole Tom Brady question going into the start of the season, and I think Denver. Their defense is a little nicked up right now, but I think this Denver defense has the potential to be one of the top 10 defenses maybe in the history of the NFL. Sure. And Osweiler actually gives Kubiak the better opportunity to run his offense. Mm-hmm. Whether he can do it, whether he can match Peyton's success, obviously no. But just in Kubiak's style and his philosophy, his system, Osweiler may be the better fit right now. And of course, Manning's injuries and his
Sure.
lack of arm strength has to be factored into that. So, I think Denver still can be very dangerous and maybe even potentially more dangerous now.
Yeah, once Osweiler gets his feet set, maybe they can win a couple of games, or maybe Peyton Manning couldn't as the season progressed, because it looked like he was getting, and it's not just the plantar fasciitis, it's the fact that his arm strength wasn't great. It looked like it even was dropping off a little bit more. You made me think of something. You were talking about Brady entering the season, the whole Deflategate issue just now. Did you guys get hit at all with the big line change between, New England and Pittsburgh without Tom Brady and New England and Pittsburgh with Tom Brady?
We actually kept the line off. It may be a little bit too conservative, but he's just too valuable.
Sure.
I mean, he's 6-7 points versus the line, and when it's going to be the courts that are going to decide something like that, I just kept the game off until we knew one way or the other that he was playing.
That's why you are who you are.
And I'm glad we did.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's make it jump over the counter again for this particular game on Sunday night. If you're from our approach, which is trying to beat that almighty point spread, are you looking at New England, or are you siding with the Denver Broncos in this one?
I have a small lean to Denver in this game. I actually do. Again, their defense, I think they're going to take from that Buffalo game. I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Brady, and we'll see how Osweiler does it. But I keep on expecting New England's deficiencies as far as all their injuries. It's got to show up somewhere, and I think this is a spot where it might finally
going to be a tough spot.
Might finally occur. I think there's a good possibility that we have no undefeated teams at the end of this week.
What do you think the serious money or respected money is by the time this one kicks off? Any assumptions?
I'm seeing some 3 evens already, so we'll see. I think we'll see some Denver money.
Good stuff. He's Mark Dufty. He's got more to come. Cool stuff going on all weekend long at WagerTalk.com. After your first purchase of $12, you get $50 free bonus, and you can take off $10 off any purchase this weekend. Simply use the coupon code MARK10. More to come. You'll want to check out everything we're going to talk about with Mark's history in the sportsbook operating business. That's all coming up in just a little bit. Plus game videos from both Brian and Marco, all still to come right here at WagerTalk.com.